Nadia, what time are you going to be back today? I'm really hungry right now.
It's going to be some time still before I can get home. I only just got to the park with Kiki just a second ago. And for lunch I made sure that you had mac and cheese, right?
Well, that small bowl wasn't enough for me.
Well, I think there's some ramen noodles in the cupboard you can make up, so there you go. Make that up and you should be good until dinner.
I'm not feeling ramen noodles right now, though. Come back here and make something for me.
And like I said, it'll be some time before I can come home because we only just got here.
You guys can come back home to play. Today's my day off work, right? I get that I ask you to take care of Kiki quite a lot, but right now, you're not home to care for me.
And wasn't it you that said no to me when I asked if you wanted to come along? I can't come home right now, Edward, so just deal with it. And once Kiki is all worn out here, we're going to stop by the supermarket to pick up some things for dinner tonight.
The supermarket? Why do you have to go there? Didn't you go shopping yesterday?
Well, I forgot a few things, and we need to get more bread, so there's also that. I also want to get some more snacks for Kiki to take to school with her. She loves them.
Jesus. Stop wasting my money on snacks for her. It's not your money to just spend on whatever you'd like, right?
But if I don't have these snacks for her, she'll get upset and never get over it for days.
Once she realizes her stomach is rumbling and she needs to eat, she'll eat whatever's in front of her. I think you're spoiling that girl a little too much right now. Also, just recently, you bought some new clothes for her as well, right?
I wanted to get her one more long-sleeve shirt before it starts to get cold out again.
She still has plenty of clothing she can wear, though. Stop wasting my money on things we don't need.
I understand that she has other clothes, but she's a growing girl and no longer fits into a lot of them. Also, I got the shirt for her during a sale, so it was only $7.
And with $7, you can buy me a pretty decent lunch from that burger joint down the road.
Well, unlike that meal, she'll be able to use this shirt more than just one time. And it's not like it was that expensive. So I really don't feel that I'm wasting any money on things.
Listen, Nadia, who is the one having to work every day for all of that money? I do not want to sit here hearing about how you go around using up all my money like that, so stop it.
I am just buying the things the family needs, all right?
And from my point of view, it looks like you're wasting all my money. Like you said, she's still growing, which means that very soon, she will no longer be able to wear the shirts as well. Next time, buy her a shirt 2 or 3 times her size and have her wear that.
If I buy her clothes that big, then she'll look like she's wearing drapes and might even slip on it. You don't want our daughter to get hurt, right? And if you want me to start buying the cheapest clothing for her, it's more than likely going to go bad sooner. Then she'll only get a couple uses out of it before a hole forms.
When I was a kid, I had to wear all of the hand-me-downs from my older brothers. Did you know that?
And clothing today isn't as well made as they were back in the day. Also, I'm sure not every single thing you wore was a hand-me-down. Your mom was probably just giving you what she thought you'd wear and still bought you the things you needed.
Ugh, you're getting really annoying right now. Just come home already, Nadia. I am hungry and it's starting to make me upset.
You're already upset, though.
Just shut up and come home already. I want something to eat. You and that child are the only ones living off the money I make. So stop talking back to me and do what I say.
Aren't you starting to step out of line a little there?
You have another 10 minutes to get yourself back home. If you're not back in that time, I'm going to throw out all of Kiki's toys.
Why the heck would you do something like that? First of all, she has nothing to do with this. And second of all, weren't you just the one talking now about wasting money?
Well, if you tell her toys will be thrown away, then she'll probably want to come home and stop me. So tell her, and you both can come home in under 10 minutes. So, what will it be?
All right, fine. We're coming home right now, so don't do anything to her toys.
You should have been saying that from the start. Then I wouldn't have had to say all of that crap. Well, since you understand me now, that's all that matters. Hurry it up and get your butt home.
Edward, do you have a second to talk?
What is it?
I've come to the bank to get some money out of the account for this month, but there's barely anything in here. Did you make a mistake and put that money into a different account?
Nope. That sounds about right to me.
What? What do you mean by that?
I've started to become a little bit concerned about how you've been using that money. So I made sure you didn't have much for this month. Now you won't be able to waste my money anymore, right?
Wait a second. I can't make things work on this little of money this month.
You haven't even tried making it through the month with that much, so stop whining.
But normally I've always been pretty close to having nothing by the end of the month, right? I've had to cut it close so many times now because you never gave me that much. But now there's for sure no way I can make things work this month with this little. You understand that, right?
And the reason why you always have to cut it close every month is because you've been wasting all of my money.
I have not been wasting any of your money, Edward. Take a look at all the receipts I have from those months before. I have only ever been able to buy the things we need. And you'll realize that after looking at the receipts. And all of that while not even spending a dime on myself. I haven't even been able to buy new clothing for myself this year, so tell me how I'm wasting your money.
I feel like you're spending too much on Kiki. Even the cost of the preschool she's going to is too high. Do you not want to try saving a little bit more money each month?
I have been saving lots of money, though.
And I'm telling you, your way of saving is a joke. Do you need to be taught how to save? Go online and find a blog that'll teach you about what to do. There are a ton of them. There's some saying that a family of 3 can even live off $1,500 a month.
I'm not sure that's true. And if it is, the person that wrote that might be from another country or live outside the city. And they might also have their own place and don't have to rent it like us. They might even have people that give them money as well. Like their parents, for example. So don't use whatever blog you read that said that as your only piece of information.
Stop it! With all of these stupid excuses.
I am not making any excuses. I am telling you that in our situation, it is impossible to make things work with that small of an amount of money. I also want to know what you're planning to do with the money you cut from me this month. Are you going to put that into the savings account? Don't tell me that you're keeping that money to use on yourself.
It's all my money anyways, so how I use it has nothing to do with you.
Do not start making things worse for Kiki and I, all so that you can have more money to yourself. I've noticed that recently you've been going out drinking quite often. So before you start telling me that I'm the one wasting money, watch where you're placing your money first.
Huh? What are you talking about? You have really become such a smartass recently. I am the one that's been spending every day of their life sweating in order to make us money. Why can't I have a little more money to myself in order to be happy?
If you're going to say something like that, then the same goes for me, right? I have to spend every day doing all the cleaning and cooking while also caring for a little girl. I don't even get days off like you do.
Don't you dare compare me to a housewife like yourself that gets to spend every day in the house. Don't you even compare yourself to me again. The next time you talk back to me like that, it's a divorce.
Why would you do that? Edward, what's happened to you? Within the past year, you've gotten a lot more troubled with money.
I'm getting tired of seeing you wasting all that money. That's all.
And I've been doing my best to use the money on things we only need, and the rest I've been saving.
I told you not to talk back to me like that. Are you trying to get yourself divorced?
Edward, calm down and think all of this through.
I am calm right now. Now for the time being, you make it work with that money I've given you. When things become too difficult for you, then I'll think about giving you more.
Edward, what are you trying to do? You just took my wallet away from me, didn't you?
Well, if you keep your wallet, then you'd go to the hospital, right?
Of course I would. Kiki has a bad fever right now and needs to see a doctor about it.
Give her some medicine and put her to sleep.
She has a fever of 104 degrees right now.
And I'm sure if you take her to the hospital, all they'll do is give her the exact same medicine, right? There is no reason to take her there. Stop trying to waste my money.
This is not me wasting your money anymore. Right now, Kiki is not doing okay and is feeling terrible.
Then tell me, how much is it going to cost to take her to the hospital?
It's not going to cost you anything.
Huh? So you're telling me they'll just help her for free?
That's right. We happen to have a good enough insurance for her, allowing children her age to be checked on for free. So give me my wallet back so I can get the insurance card and everything.
Not happening. I just made it into work.
But there is nothing at the house right now, and I can't come and get my wallet from you because you also took the keys to the second car. You need to come home, please.
I don't care. There is medicine at home for her, so just have her take that and put her to bed. By the way, someone still has to pay those doctors and nurses to take care of Kiki. I'm not going to let you waste the money of this country's taxpayers on her.
Are you kidding me, Edward?
You are being so annoying about a simple fever. If you're really that worried about it, then you should shut up and take care of her.
You don't seem to be worried about Kiki at all.
Because you're making too big of a deal out of it. She has only had a fever for a little bit, and you're already throwing a fit about how she might die or something over it. Just shut up. How many years have you been a mother now, Nadia?
I have been a mother long enough to know that I should be worried about her. Whatever. I'm not going to ask for anything else from you.
Oh, are you sure it's okay to say something like that to me? Have you forgotten about how just the other day I filled out that divorce paper? When I get home today, I might pick those papers up and take them to the courthouse.
Go ahead. Actually, don't worry about it. I'll take them to the courthouse right now.
I told you, didn't I, that I will really divorce you.
And that's why I'm agreeing with you on that now. And once I've handed these papers in, you'd better not regret it.
I'd never. But let's be real. I already know that a housewife like yourself would never be able to divorce me. You can't just take care of that girl all by yourself, right? I want you to start practicing the ways you'll apologize to me when I get home, okay? I know you're going to be the one apologizing to me today for all of this. So start getting ready for me now.
Edward, when you get home, please text me.
I just got home, actually. Hey, where are you and the brat?
You sure came home pretty quick today. Normally you'd be going out for drinks now.
So where the hell are you guys? Why aren't you home? Don't tell me you actually took Kiki to the hospital. I told you to just shut the brat up and put her to sleep.
She's not yours to worry about anymore. Not that you worried about her in the first place.
Huh?
I handed in those divorce papers today, and I now have full custody of Kiki.
You handed in those papers? Are you trying to piss me off?
Not at all. You were the one that said you were fine with a divorce, right?
And that should make you shut the hell up and listen to me!
But this morning I said I'd be handing in those papers, right? And you said it yourself that when you got home from work, you'd hand them in as well, right?
I won't allow this. Go and tell those idiots at the courthouse to shred the papers!
Not going to happen. They already processed them. I wasn't able to get all my things out of your house today, so tomorrow I'll be coming with my parents to get the rest. I'll hand you the key to your house as well then, as long as you give me my wallet back.
Nadia, hold on. Calm down for a sec.
I am calm. I have been calm this whole time while putting up with your selfish behavior. But I did have a moment today where I couldn't stay calm because my little girl was in pain and you wouldn't dare do anything to help her. That's when I realized things were really over between you and I. Having to continue living with a man like you would never lead to a happy life for Kiki.
Hey, look, I was just concerned with how much it would cost to have her go to the hospital.
Well, even if you are concerned about that, you do not steal my wallet from me. And had you felt that you'd made a mistake by doing that, you should have brought it right back to me, right?
But I couldn't just leave work.
But you were the one that stole it from me, right? Luckily, I was able to find a way to get Kiki to the hospital today. And the doctor told me that she had a really bad case of the flu and was dehydrated. He said that had I put her to sleep like you asked me to, she would have started to experience organ failure and things would have gone from bad to worse. Since you seem to think something like that is totally acceptable, I decided it is time for me to divorce you. She and I will not be happy being around you anymore after today.
I was only doing all that in order to get you to start saving a bit more money for me is all.
And I told you to take a goddamn look at the bills from the past few months to see how much I've been saving you. There was nothing else I could do to get you to believe me, so that's why things came to this. But you know what really pisses me off? The fact that you tell me to save more and more money while you've been going out pretty much every night to go drinking. I don't get it, Edward.
Men have things they need to do besides being around the house.
But they also have things they need to do at home. Are you trying to upset your daughter by never being around her? Because that's what it seems like when you're never home. The only reason I was getting her all those snacks for her lunches is because I told her they were from you. But when she started to see you getting upset about the snacks, she became confused. And the next time I tried buying them for her, she told me I'd upset you. I am not going to let my daughter be confused and upset by all of this anymore. She does not deserve to have to see her parents fight like this at such a young age.
Okay, I'll let you have your full amount of money back each month. That'll get you to shut up, right?
We are already getting divorced, Edward. You're aware of that, right? It's too late to offer things like that to me now.
I never actually wanted you and I to get a divorce.
You were threatening me, right?
Of course I was. You knew that, right? You're just a housewife after all. Did you actually think I meant for you to get that divorce? How are you going to take care of Kiki now?
When it's for the sake of keeping her happy and healthy, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll be living the life I need to with her while thinking about just how much you'll be regretting what you've done. I think this is going to be the turning point of my life where I can finally go back to being myself again and never have to put up with your crap anymore.
There is no way you can raise her all alone. Not as a woman. You just forced yourself down a path that'll make both you and Kiki live in poverty.
That's not going to happen to us. Both my mom and dad have already told me they will do everything they can to help keep us above water.
So now you have to rely on your parents again?
They said they'll do whatever I need for the sake of their granddaughter. I won't be asking them to take care of her for me or anything like that. I'm going to do everything a mother should do for their child.
I'm telling you right now that keeping me will lead to you and her having a much better future.
It will? How do you suppose that? The reason why I chose divorce is because there is no hope of a good future with you. All you seem to care about is saving money all the time, and you never dared let your wife and daughter have a little bit of fun during that. What you did to us showed me clearly how you feel about the both of us. Goodbye forever, Edward.
Wait, I'm not done talking!
There is nothing else we need to be talking about, though. Are you wanting to talk about the money I'll be getting from you and how you're going to pay child support? Well, if that's the case, then you can talk to my lawyer about all of that really soon.
No! How the hell are you accepting this divorce so easily? I have been working for so long for both our sakes, right?
Was that really for us? I'm sure it's better that we're both out of your life, right? Now you'll finally be able to use all your money on yourself.
Come on! The only reason I became so stingy about my money is because I have a dream. I've been wanting to make us a new house.
You don't have to lie to me, okay? I had a look at the bank accounts already. All of them. And from what I saw, you've barely been saving any of your money. But what I did see was that you rack up quite some large tabs when you go out drinking. I've also learned that you and that woman you really like love to spend money as well.
That's not my money. You have it all wrong.
Please don't give me any more excuses. You'll only make me feel even more sick to my stomach.
Nadia, I'm sorry. I just assumed you'd be able to save more money. I apologize for pushing you too hard about it.
You should not be apologizing to me for only that. What about all those threats you made to me? And what about stealing my wallet from me and almost forcing my daughter to not make it to the hospital? Honestly, I'm not even forgiving you for any of that, so forget the apologies.
I apologize for all that, though. That woman I've been going out to drink with is nobody. I've just been going with her to some bars to relieve some of my stress from work.
The fact that you are using that as your reason for abandoning your daughter and I is only pissing me off even more now. You have been threatening your housewife all because you want to be out with another woman? You couldn't even worry about your own daughter because you were thinking too much about that woman. Stop trying to get me to feel anything for you now. It's over, Edward. The only path forward now is you and I getting this divorce.
I really messed up, okay?
You had such a good time acting like you could threaten me with divorce, yet now that you're faced with it, you're going to start freaking out? Right now, I'm feeling the complete opposite of you. I'm feeling refreshed. like I've just gotten a breath of some really clean air for once. And the reason for that is because I will never, ever regret leaving you. From there, Edward continued to send me texts telling me how sorry he was for everything, but I was so tired of seeing him that I just muted his notifications and told the lawyer to deal with him now. I went and told his parents about why we got this divorce, and they ended up just as upset as myself with Edward, and told me that they would help support their granddaughter just like my parents. After realizing that he had just lost all of his family, Edward was in shock. And his days of constantly going out drinking with that one chick were finally over. Another thing that's happened is that I've gone and told Edward that he can't see Kiki anymore, but every month he will send her a present in the mail. But seeing these gifts from him coming in only makes my parents and I even more upset about him. Had he just done something like that while we were all still a family, then there would never have been a reason for a divorce, and everyone could have been happy. But since he chose to hurt myself and my daughter, the only future I want for him now is one full of regrets. When it comes to myself and my daughter, by the way, we moved back to my parents' house for good after the divorce and have been living the life there. Nobody here yells at me about how I need to save even more money and can't care for my daughter, which is a major plus. When he had yelled at me all the time like that, he really scared Kiki, so it's a great thing I got that divorce with him now instead of never. I had thought as a housewife I just had to put up with his horrible behavior, since he was the one making the money, but my thoughts on that changed the day he showed me he didn't even care about Kiki. From now on, in order to make sure that my daughter gets to live a normal life without the stress of an abusive father, I'm going to be working extra hard and supporting her with my income. I'm sure that for a little while I'll have to trouble people with helping me support my daughter, but once I've got a proper foothold again, I'll make sure that I'm the one in charge of making my daughter's life great again. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, Eric, are you there? I just wanted to confirm with you that it was okay to take your suit away from cleaning. Also, I found a little piece of paper in your chest pocket. Is it fine if I just throw this away?
Oh, hey, Helen. Yeah, that's no problem at all. Feel free to throw it away.
Well, what is it? It's kind of cute. Did someone draw hearts on this paper?
Yeah, don't worry about that. A girl from the office brought snacks for everyone and gave a little note with it. That's just from the one that she gave to me, but I didn't even really look at it, to be honest.
Oh, I see. Well, that was really nice of her to get such a sweet gift for everyone you work with.
Yeah, she actually makes her own candy at home. It's pretty neat. And it was really, really good too. Much better than anything you could get at a store. But I guess what else can you expect from a woman like her? She really would make a good catch for some lucky guy. Unlike some people I know.
And just what in the world is that supposed to mean, Eric? You don't think I could make something like that if I tried? Do you want me to try making you some candy from now on then? Is that what you're saying?
No, that really wasn't what I was trying to get at all. Besides, even if you did make candy, I just really would doubt it would even be that good. I think the secret to this candy is that it was made by someone much younger and prettier than you.
You did not just actually say that to me, did you? I really don't even know how to react right now.
Well, you do know that just about everyone I work with is a young woman, right? And they all have hobbies like cooking or baking or sewing. Not only that, but they're always arriving to work so dressed up with their nails done and hair looking nice. It really is a good work environment.
I see. Well, I guess I'm glad that everyone at your office takes so much pride in their personal appearance.
I think it really is just a matter of the individual. Like you, for instance. You should really try putting a bit more effort into your looks, you know? Because honestly, as things are right now, you don't even come close to being able to compete with these ladies.
Eric, really? Can you please stop talking to me like that? It's really, really rude.
I don't see what the big deal is. I'm just trying to be honest with you.
I know, but when you and I got married, you said that I was the only woman for you. You were so sweet.
Yeah, and just how many years ago was that now? Am I not allowed to let my taste evolve over time? I mean, sure, you were good looking back when we got married, but now you've gotten older, and there's just not really much that's worth looking at.
But I don't get it. We haven't even been married all that long. We just had our 4th anniversary.
And in those 4 years, you've been doing nothing but downgrading and getting worse.
Eric, why are you saying all these horrible things to me? You know that I would never say anything like this to you.
And why wouldn't you? Like I said, I'm only telling the truth and being real with you.
Well, because there are just things that you should be keeping to yourself. I mean, do you really think I want to be hearing any of these horrible things you have to say about me? And I don't like being compared to the women at your workplace either. So please, just stop all of this.
You really are annoying. Do you know that? First of all, you're not hearing anything. These are texts. And so what if I happen to like the women I work with? Did you know there's this one girl who works under me who told me that I'd be her ideal type if I wasn't married? But that's not at all surprising since I'm on my way up the company ladder. I guess I just know what the ladies like. What can I say? At least I'm still a catch.
Well, great. So some young woman gave you a compliment. Are you really letting it go to your head this much?
You're just jealous because if I said the same thing to a man, it would mean basically nothing. Nobody wants to be flirted at by some old woman like you. But, like I said, I still have some gas in the engine and I know how to make the ladies love me.
Eric, you do know that I'm trying to live by my words and not insult you with the truth, right?
You really just have no idea what you're talking about at all, and that's why I really just can't stand you.
Right. Well, this has been fun, but I'm going to go ahead and take your clothes to the dry cleaners now. Hey, Eric. I just want to let you know that I finished work early for the day. I remember that you told me you had the day off, right? I was just wondering if you wanted to go out and grab some dinner with me, since we're both free.
Oh, hey Helen. Super sorry about this, but I'm actually going to be busy up until 7 tonight, so that's probably a no from me.
Wait, what? But you said that you didn't have any plans for the day. I got time off so that I could spend it with you.
Well, it sounds to me like you just jumped to conclusions. But my schedule doesn't revolve around your life. So if you still have work to do, you can just go back into that office and come home at regular time.
But it was my boss who suggested that I take the time off in the first place. I just used my PTO to do it.
Oh, come on. So you're really coming home now then? And here I was thinking I'd have another hour of peace and quiet by myself.
I'm really sorry for not asking you about this first. I guess I just wanted to try surprising you since it's been so long since you and I have gone out. I really would like to be able to go on more dates with you, Eric.
Well, I don't. I don't even want to be seen in public with you, Helen.
But why? What's changed? Why are you acting like this all of a sudden?
It's because I don't want to have to be seen walking around in public with an old hag like yourself. Do you have any idea how humiliating that would be for me?
Eric, you're not really serious about that, are you? Why do you always have to say these horrible things? And just what is so wrong about taking your wife out on a date every now and then?
If you really want to eat out so bad, then you can find a place to eat by yourself. I thought I had one more hour to myself, and you're not taking that from me. So just do whatever you want, but make sure that you leave me out of it.
Does the thought of going out with me really upset you that much? You really don't even want to go out on a date with me?
What are you, a kid or something? Try sounding less pathetic sometimes. There's no way that I would ever want people knowing an old hag like you is my wife. You're too old for anyone to ever want to take you out on a date ever again.
You're just awful. Have you always been like this? Did I just never notice? I swear you used to be much kinder.
And just what are you trying to say with that, huh? Do you really want to keep this fighting going on much longer?
No, you never said anything about how much you cared about a woman's age before.
Well, I'm sorry if it annoys you to hear the truth, but that's all I'm saying right now.
You really think that you can talk to your own wife like this just because someone said something nice to you? I don't know if you've noticed, but you've put on 20 pounds over the last 4 years, and you have quite the dad bod now. So I don't really think you have any right to be talking down to me when you're the one that's looking more and more like a fat old man.
Shut up! I do not need to take this kind of talk from a grandma like you. Everyone knows that once a woman hits 25 years old, she's basically worthless. So don't even bother coming home after work, because I don't even want to see you at all right now.
You do not get to boss me around, Eric. I will go home whenever I choose to, and that time is now.
I'm serious. You better not be coming back home. I won't even let you through the front door if you do.
Eric, just how long are you going to be acting this way, huh? Can you please stop being silly and let me back inside?
No! I told you that I wouldn't be letting you in the house, and I was serious. So you can just turn around right now and buzz off. I never want you back here again.
So you're really going to do this? You're really going to try and throw me out just like this? You're the one who can hardly even take care of yourself. Don't you realize that? How are you going to get along without me?
You really think that I'm going to have any trouble at all getting along without you here? I already told you that women your age are worthless. Breaking up with you won't change a single thing about my life.
You and I both know how much of a lie that is. You can't cook or clean. You know you need me for that. You can call me an old lady all you want, but the fact of the matter is that the house would fall apart without me, and your life too soon after that.
Sure, that might have been the case for a past version of myself, but things have changed and I'm not that guy anymore.
And just what is that supposed to mean? How do you think that you've changed at all?
Because I don't need you anymore. That's how I've changed. I'll throw all your stuff into a suitcase and throw it out the front door. So you might want to hang around long enough for that.
Eric, are you there? I think you and I should have a little talk, but I want to do this in person, so I'm coming to the house.
I thought I told you that I never wanted you coming back here again.
I know that, but I'm sure the house is an absolute mess without me there, isn't it?
Well, if that's all you're worried about, you're wasting your energy sending these messages. I have a new wife to do all the cooking and cleaning for me.
Wait, I'm sorry. You have a new wife?
That's right. I'm divorcing you. Or rather, I already have. I sent the paperwork and everything already.
And just how did you get our divorce papers processed when I never remember signing a single thing?
Well, that would be because I filled in all the forms myself. I didn't want to invite you back here just to make you sign them. But now we're broken up, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay then, why don't you tell me just what you mean by having a new wife?
It really is pretty simple. I just traded you in for a younger model, of course. I was seeing this younger woman, and then I proposed to her. She's much prettier and younger than you.
Eric, you do realize that you're admitting to having an affair behind my back, don't you? I'll be able to sue you for your cheating.
Oh, that's just fine with me. If an old lady like yourself needs to be paid off to leave me alone, I have no problem with that at all.
You really are just horrible, do you know that?
Well, I say that it takes a horrible person to know a horrible person. So what do you think of that? Besides, I may be horrible, but at least I'm not some old geriatric like you. That's why I had to leave you. I couldn't stand being around you anymore.
I see. And just when is this new wife of yours supposed to be showing up at the house then?
Actually, I thought she was going to be arriving yesterday, but we had to adjust our plans. I know that she'll be arriving any day now.
You really don't know anything at all, do you? Oh man, this is actually so funny. I'm laughing so hard my stomach hurts. I'm sorry, but no matter how long you wait, I'm afraid that your little girlfriend isn't going to show up. She won't even be answering your calls or messages anymore either.
Wait, what? I don't understand. What do you mean by that? What did you do to her?
You really think that I've just been sitting on my hands waiting for you to make your move this past month? You've been acting suspiciously for a long, long time. So I decided it was high time I do some digging into what you've been up to. And I learned all about your plan to try and marry this girl as soon as you managed to get rid of me.
You looked into me? What is that supposed to mean? What did you do?
Well, I had to go and talk to a lot of people. Sometimes I would even wait outside your office so I could try and talk to people.
You went to my office? Are you kidding me? You better not have been spreading any kind of rumors about me.
Oh, I didn't do anything. Or rather, I should say that I didn't have to do anything. The rumors were already there. All the rumors about you having an affair with one of your younger coworkers. I think she was actually the one who complimented you, wasn't she?
That girl has nothing to do with you, and you should keep away from her. You're just jealous because she has my heart and not you.
Oh, I think that it goes much deeper than that. And I should know because I waited until I could ask her a few questions as she left work. I talked to her and told her that I tell the company what you had been doing, and I tell her parents that she was sleeping with a married man. I learned that she had more or less just moved from her small town to the city, and that she really didn't know how things worked here. But by the time she realized just how much trouble she was in, she cried and begged me not to tell anyone.
So then, you threatened her? What's the matter with you? Have you lost your mind?
Well, I only told her that she did something bad and she would have to be punished for it. But you really should have been the one to show her all these ropes. She had no idea what she was getting herself into at all. But she promised to break up with you and never talk to you again if I kept my mouth shut. Aren't I so kind?
So then, I'm never going to see her ever again. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I saw her last Friday, and so I believe that tomorrow she's going to quit her job.
I can't believe that you did this. How could you?
You were the one who was constantly comparing me to others, putting me down just because of my age. But I guess I should be grateful to this woman for helping me realize just how horrible you really are.
But you're going to ruin my plan. I'd worked so hard to get away with this, and now you're ruining it. Not only that, but you stalked me and my girl and even threatened her? You really have gone crazy. Do you realize that?
You know, I actually had no idea at all that I was capable of doing something like this. But you can only blame yourself for pushing me this far.
And that's why you had to ruin everything with the woman who I was going to marry? How could you do this? You're terrible. You're nothing but a green-eyed harpy. Do you really want to stay with me that badly?
Excuse me? Who said anything at all about me wanting to still be with you?
But I thought that you were trying to break up what I had with the girl from my company so that we could stay together.
No. I just wasn't about to let you get away with leaving me for someone else and getting your happy ending. All of this was just my revenge on you for the way you'd been treating me. But things are only starting for you.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means that I am going to leave you with nothing. You are going to be crushed by the time I'm done with you.
Hey, Helen, did you call my boss and speak to him about all of this? He just called me and was asking about the affair.
Well, of course I called him. I said that my husband was having an affair with a coworker and asked you two not to be placed in the same room. Of course, it won't really matter tomorrow when that girl shows up to quit.
But if it didn't matter, then why did you go tell him? Now he knows all about the affair. Ugh, I can't believe that you would do this to me.
Well, I just thought that your boss might be interested in knowing what was going on right under his nose is all. Of course, the two of you can't be fired for this, but I'm sure that you're going to get a serious talking to.
You don't have to go and tell my boss about this. Now I'm really going to be in big trouble because of what you've done.
Yeah, it sounds to me like no one is going to be able to trust you after this. You really should just quit yourself. After all, there's no way that you're going to get ahead in the company with the reputation you have now.
But this isn't my fault. You did this to me. But I won't let you win. I know how to get ahead. You think working hard is the only way to climb the ladder here? I can brown nose. I can grovel. I'm not above doing that for my career. And so what if this boss doesn't trust me? You don't think there isn't a whole network of managers here who I can appeal myself to?
Oh, right. I almost forgot to tell you that you will actually probably end up getting fired, though.
Wait, me? Get fired? What on earth are you talking about now?
I'm just saying that I think you're going to get fired. It's that simple.
But why? You just said that the company can't fire me for having an office affair or anything like that.
Well, yes, that would be the case usually, but you were having the affair on company time.
And just what's wrong with that? Huh?
And not just company time. You two could spend company money while on business trips with each other. Or you would use the company credit card to take this girl out to lunch. You essentially stole money from the company to do what you were doing. And that, dear Eric, is a fireable offense.
I wasn't doing any of that. And even if I was only doing what I needed to do to get my work done.
So what part of your work involved all those fancy dates at nice restaurants with just the two of you? Honestly, you didn't really think that you'd get away with this forever, did you? You left a long, long paper trail detailing all your wrongdoing.
Now, please, you don't understand. Those weren't dates. I was just trying to show her the ropes of the office life. I swear.
Oh, I'm sure that you showed her all kinds of things. But now that we're coming to the end, you should know that your company is going to sue you for that money.
This is all your fault. You told them things they never needed to know about. Why couldn't you just keep your mouth shut about all of this?
Well, don't go blaming me for this. I got all this information out from your little girlfriend herself. It just took a little bit of hard questioning before she put you both up to dry.
I can't believe that the two of you would do this to me. You're both terrible. I knew I should never trusted a girl like her. The only thing worse than a nagging old woman is a stupid girl.
You know, at this point, I almost feel bad for this poor woman. You got her into so much trouble than she probably ever expected to get in. But I've said all I want to say to you. You'll be hearing from my lawyer soon. After that, Eric received an email from his boss asking him to report to his office first thing in the morning the next day. There, Eric got the news that he would be fired and sued for his embezzlement. In the end, Eric was made to pay $20,000 to his former employers. Eric was unable to pay that amount and had to beg his relatives for help affording such a huge sum. It wasn't long afterwards that I sued him for his affair as well. His parents weren't about to bail him out of that one. In the end, his whole family chose to ignore his cries for help. Drowning in debt, Eric was barely able to find another job, but it came with a huge cut in pay. Now Eric lives in a tiny apartment, spending as frugally as possible to be able to afford his legal debts. It's been a year since I broke up with Eric, and my life has never been better. I have a new boyfriend, and I can laugh all I want thinking about this time in my life. But honestly, I wish I could just forget about it all and leave it in my past.